I'm Mckenzie.
Hello, viewer.
So I sort of just like said hi to you, so I figured like you were gonna say hi to me.
Hello. Can you want an autograph?
Well, I'm your friend. Like I guess I'm a fan, but like I'm
Yeah,
just.
all of my viewers are my friends.
But I thought we were like actually like friends.
Here, sign this paper. And I don't know where I'm
I'm
going with
I'm
this.
I'm giving
Hi,
you my
John.
signature. I'm Mackenzie.
Welcome back to
and
Oh, that
and hi
reminds
listeners,
me.
welcome in.
Hello, listeners. See, I just care about the listeners a lot, and you don't.
No, I care about them. I just
What's all their
I
names?
just wanted
That's what I thought.
Jeff.
Shout out Jeff if you're listening right now. If he
My
they know.
HR manager.
Oh, he's listening?
Maybe. I don't know. His name's Jeff.
Alright, let's talk about your work then.
What about my work?
I don't know, your HR manager, so I felt like it like works. So,
Work's been pretty boring. I'm not gonna lie. Unfortunately,
oh.
don't really have work stories. Nothing has been
Work
happening.
also has been
It's
pretty chill for me.
Oh yeah, this is your first week of work. How's that been?
Yeah, I've done nothing. I had a shift today, did nothing.
Nice. What are you supposed to do?
I'm supposed to check out equipment.
Like,
Thank you.
Look at it and be like, damn, camera, you got a big old lens, and like
Every day, every hour, every minute.
Or like check it out as in like, oh, you need this camera. Here you go.
No, the first one.
Oh, the first one.
Yeah.
Okay. And it plays like that music where it's like, bwah, 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 you know. When it like looks at the camera because you're like checking it out and the camera's sexy.
Do you watch a lot of videos like this?
I'm asking you. I'm asking you.
It seems like you know a lot.
I don't check out cameras. I don't check out cameras.
Sure.
Yeah, just
How have you been since the last podcast?
I've been doing pretty good. I've been playing some Fortnite. I've been playing some Siege. I've been working. Oh my god, I do have something. I've been horrible, actually.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Why
have you been horrible?
I went to the movies. Now you might think that's a good thing.
Oh my god.
And you're right.
You have been horrible.
Normally, that is a good thing. I went to the movies to see Beetlejuice, the sequel to the movie Beetlejuice. Now, my mom is a massive Beetlejuice fan to the point where we have 2 life-size Beetlejuice like statues in our home.
That's
not like
true.
cutouts,
I had to sleep in the room with them.
Full-size Beetlejuices. Now the thing is, I thought that she was like the number 1 Beetlejuice fan. Turns out every fan of Beetlejuice is like this, because the amount of people that I've seen dressed in full Beetlejuice cosplay. I saw one at a random theater we went to get a popcorn bucket. I saw 2 employees at the theater that I went to see Beetlejuice days after it had already came out in full cosplay while working.
Yeah,
with
I didn't also
multiple
know
other
how
people
big
in line.
was.
It is massive. And as part of it being massive, my mom got the tickets a little late. So my seats were unfortunately really close, and I haven't sat really close to the screen in a while.
But wasn't she so excited?
She had already seen the movie, but by the time we'd gone, she day of release went by herself and saw the movie, but then she wanted to experience it in 4DX and with the family. So
4DX,
we went to see the movie in 4DX. Now, we arrive at the theater and we had to drive far away because we needed to get to a 4DX theater. So we drove for a while. We arrive. We're waiting in line to get, our snacks and stuff for the movie. And the line is really long and like not moving at all. And then finally, some other girl opens up a line. So then we scoot over there. And then they had some Beetlejuice merch. So my mom grabbed 2 t-shirts and a pack of playing cards, right? She only paid for 1 t-shirt and got the other t-shirt and the playing cards for free. not because
Kayak.
it's buy one get two free, but because the lady who got told to open up an extra register doesn't ever work register, and she's just a bartender, so she had
Oh,
no idea what she was doing.
love that.
But that
Good
helped us because
start.
we got free stuff.
Exactly. So why complain?
Yeah, exactly. So we
So,
also really annoying. So she doesn't work register normally, so she's taking a little bit longer than usual. That's fine. And we've got a decently sized group, so everyone's like saying whatever they want. The lady behind us, who's by herself, is just audibly going like, "Gosh, what's taking so long? Jeez,
oh,
why are you guys taking so long?" Just right behind us. Wanted to punch her, didn't. Finally get our stuff right, so we go into the movie, and the previews and stuff are showing. I got to see the preview for the Minecraft movie on the big screen. It looks
oh, how was
it
it?
looks
How was
even
it?
worse than when I
Oh,
saw it on my phone. And we sit down, and I decide to be the one who sits next to the random person because the seats that we got, because it's 40x, they're in like groups of 4 seats, and then there's like a small gap, not really gap, but I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it's like groups of 4 seats, right? So
uh-huh.
there was me, my 2 brothers, and one of their friends, and then my parents went in front of us, okay? And
Okay.
during the previews, this girl is next to me just on her phone. She's scrolling through like TikToks. They're playing
I
kind of
feel like
quiet.
that's valid
But
though
yeah,
on previews,
yeah,
you
it's
know?
previews. The movie's not started. It's like annoying ads and stuff. That's fine. You know what? You do you. You do your thing. Then the lights dim. The movie is gonna begin. Okay. Also, before that happens, actually, pause. Let me give you some context. I didn't know what to expect when going into a 40x movie. I'd never seen a 40x movie in my life before. Never been to 40x,
Mhm.
right? So they had like a 40x preview thing that played before where it was like, "Welcome to 4DX," right? So the chairs, not the most comfortable. The chairs themselves are like okayly comfortable, but then
They move, right?
the armrests completely plastic. Then the 40x preview starts playing, and yeah, the camera in the preview thing is like panning, and the seat is like tilting forwards and backwards and like
That's
shaking and stuff.
fun.
And then it went through like a snowy mountain, and they actually like had snow that fell from the ceiling.
Oh, that must
And
be a pain for the workers.
and it went underwater, and then like bubbles shot up and like fell from the ceiling and stuff.
Oh, that's cute.
And so then I was like, okay, this shit's about to get crazy. So the
Mhm.
movie starts, and she gets off her phone. Huge. Uh, there's like they're not like drone shots, but it's basically like a drone shot where like the camera's like rolling in from the sky and then like going through the town and like weaving
No
side to
spoilers
side
for the
and
movie.
stuff.
No.
Yeah. This is spoiler free, but it's just like
Okay, great.
you know what I'm saying. It's essentially like a drone shot
Yeah.
where like the camera's like panning around and stuff, and the whole time that the camera's panning around, the seat is just fully moving with it. So it was really weird to get used to. Then also at different points of the movie, it would like shoot air into your ear
Oh,
to like scare you. And also at points, I don't know why this effect played, but someone would be like laying on the ground or something, or they'd like fall, and then the chair would like poke you in the back. There was like something in the chair that would like stick out,
oh,
like the chest bursters in Alien were trying to like come out of the back of the seat,
that's
and it would
an
like poke
interesting
you.
choice.
But yeah, the seats weren't really that comfortable, but it was a cool experience.
But like
Um,
that's kind of like what you expect, though. At
yeah.
least.
Now like I sort of expect it, and it's all right. Um, but there was 2 people in the theater who were so annoying. Guy number 1 is this guy. I don't know what he looks like. I don't know who it was in the theater, right? But he sounds like he's maybe like mid-50s or something, grown ass man, right? He was the most vocal person I have ever heard in a theater in my life. Holy shit. I don't know if this guy didn't understand that it was a movie, but he's trying to like talk to the characters very loudly. Spoiler alert for
Like what?
Beetlejuice. At one point, they end up summoning Beetlejuice. I know. I'm so sorry for
Whoa.
spoiling it, right? And for those of you who don't know, in order to summon him or whatever, you got to say Beetlejuice 3 times, right?
Don't say.
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice,
No.
Beetlejuice.
Ah.
And what Mckenzie was doing there is exactly what the guy was doing, just really loudly. So they went Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Don't say it! I'm like, bro, she can't hear you. Please shut up.
Oh, God.
Another time they said, Beetlejuice. Oh God. This guy is just so loud and so vocal about everything happening. It's driving me insane. I'm like, holy fuck. How does he just have no awareness as to the fact that he's in a theater? No one else is doing this. And it's just embarrassing. I don't know. And the second person was the lady who was watching TikToks in the previews, because halfway through the movie that she paid to be there and watch,
Which I expect to be expensive.
Yeah, it's 40x.
It's 4D.
It's extra. She took out her phone again and started watching TikToks with the volume on. Now,
why don't you just say something?
Now, it wasn't blaring through the whole theater, but it's playing. Why didn't I say something? 1, I don't like public confrontations.
Oh,
And
I love public confrontations.
2, she is in a big group of people, of like 10 people who were there, right? So I'm like, if I start arguing with this lady, then all of these people are gonna get involved, and it's gonna be a whole thing.
Common sense.
So at first I deal with it for a little bit, but then it reaches the point where she's scrolling TikTok, but then also she'll look up at the movie and start watching the movie. But instead of closing her phone or pausing it when she's watching the movie, she just left on whatever the last TikTok was playing on just auto repeat, just constantly repeating over and over and over again, just playing the sound. And so finally I reached my breaking point where I would have talked to her and been like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? But there was an open seat next to my parents in front of me. And so I was like, you know what? The other people on her other side are the people she's with. If I move, no one else will be able to hear it. This is really frustrating, but again, don't like public confrontation. So I'm just going to get up and go sit next to my parents and complain about it when I'm out of the theater and deal with it later. But what is going through your mind that not only are you scrolling your phone through the movie, which is annoying enough, put your phone away. It just adds the phone glare. You paid to see a movie, watch the fucking movie. You're watching videos out loud during a movie, disrupting other people.
Were they younger, teenage?
Same age as us. They looked like they were in their 20s. I
was gonna say chronically online.
You are an adult, bro. Put your fucking phone away. You'll survive without watching a TikTok for this is one of those.
It wasn't even like Oppenheimer.
Yeah, it's not. This is a short movie. How long is Beetlejuice 2? An hour and 44 minutes. Nowadays for movies, that's so short. Not even 2 hours long. You can't sit through an hour and 44 minutes of not having TikTok just scroll. People's attention spans are so cooked. Holy shit. It was so frustrating. But
yeah, no, that's valid.
Overall, the movie, if you like the first Beetlejuice, I feel like you'll like this one. My mom loves the movies.
I've never seen the first Beetlejuice.
Yeah, you've only listened to the musical. You haven't even seen the musical.
I love the musical. Yeah.
The musical's great.
Well, I've seen some slime tutorials, if you know, you know. But yeah, no, I loved Beetlejuice the musical.
Mm-hmm.
I know the whole plot because of it.
Yeah, I've gotten to see the musical in person. I've seen the first movie, obviously.
With the original Broadway cast.
The only reason I saw the musical was because at the time, Mckenzie was obsessed with the musical and constantly singing it when we'd play games. And then my parents said that they were going to see a musical.
Don't end yourself, defend yourself.
My parents said they were going to see a musical, and I asked them which one, and they said Beetlejuice. So then I had to go. So it was to the point where I didn't even sit next to my parents because that ticket wasn't available. I sat by myself, just in the same showing as them, and watched the musical just to say that I saw it because you were obsessed with it, and now you have the Play-Doh for it. So
I do have that and a little keychain thingy.
So you got something. But yeah, the
Didn't get to see it, but
movie was pretty solid. Then we went and got some food and went home, and I fell asleep in the car on the way home watching your stream.
would you do 4D again?
Um, I would say if it's a movie that you're really excited for and really want to see and take in, don't
Next
do
Christopher
4DX.
Nolan.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I am not going to see Oppenheimer 2 in 4DX
Two.
and have the nuke
I
blow
don't remember
me
that
up.
history.
Yeah, it's it's a sequel. It's sort of like the Avengers Endgame of Christopher Nolan movies. So like Batman shows up and they're time
Okay.
traveling with like Tenet time travel and yeah.
Are Japanese
whole thing.
actors in this one?
Is that like a thing?
Yeah, because isn't Oppenheimer about the bombing of Japan, and
Yeah.
then people were very upset because there wasn't a single Japanese actor in it? Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, I'm not educated on the topic, but I feel like it would make sense if the historically accurate movie about German scientists making a bomb that ends up bombing Japan, I feel like it makes sense if it didn't have
Wait,
Japanese actors working on the bomb.
crazy side note. You're recording the podcast, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why I zoned out and I was like, wait, was I supposed to ask?
No.
So I thought we were just yapping for a little bit.
No.
All right.
But yeah, the movie was pretty good. I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't recommend 4DX if you're trying to like really take in a movie. But if you want to just go,
what
and have
movie
some
would
fun.
you want to see in 4DX?
I really want to see Twisters 2 in 4DX now. Because when going in, it has a thing on the wall where it says like what it does. I forgot to mention also there's water. So like it'll squirt you with water. So yeah, I want to see the movie about torrential downpours and fucking tornadoes and shit. Cause I want to know what goes down. Cause it says too that it like simulates lightning and like storms and stuff. So like I feel like that shit goes crazy.
I've only been to one 4DX when I was little, and I believe it was at Disney, and it was this little short film about a dog, and like the dog sneezes on you.
There was 4DX back then?
Yeah.
I figured that was kind of new. I guess technically I've also seen in Universal Studios they used to have Shrek 4D as like a ride experience sort of thing. So I've done that.
Dog show. 4DX Extreme Cinema? No, that's not what it is. I swear. At Disney. I don't know now. I feel like I'm insane.
At Disney?
I think so.
So it's sort of like the Shrek thing that I said that's at like Universal Studios.
But
that would make sense.
5D?
5D? How many dimensions did they go? What the fuck? Know. But like, yeah, that's pretty much what I want to know too. Is now you've seen all the Lord of the Rings movies, right?
I've now seen all the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit. Yes.
In June they got re-released in 4DX, the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I want to know. I want to know what that's like. Because like what the fuck did they actually
make you walk?
Yeah. You're all on treadmills and you have to make the journey yourself.
What's it called? I watched the extended Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
because we didn't know it was the extended Lord of the Rings, and that was the only option I had.
I haven't seen that because Noah said that I should watch the regular and then watch the extended. So we've seen the regulars, but not the
we
extended
didn't
yet.
know it was the extended until we were watching the third one with my mom, and she went, "That scene's not normally in it," because my mom loves Lord of the Rings. Mm-hmm. So that was my like, oh, extended.
Do you want to hear about the? The story can't go anywhere, but I've so vividly remembered it. I want to talk about it. Do you want to hear about my dream last night?
Sure.
It's one of the most vivid dreams I've had in recent times. It still feels like a memory and like something that has happened. So for those of you who don't know, I work at Target, right? So my dream takes place with me at work. All right. Now, I can't normally when I have dreams, I don't know if you do this, but I like doing this. When I wake up, I try to track like why I dreamed that, right? And sometimes I'll be able to be like, oh, I talked about this thing the day before, and so that sort of like manifested itself in my dream, right? I don't know why this happened, but I am at my target, right? And
This is your dream.
yeah, I'm in my dream. I am at the target that I work at, and I am working.
Okay.
And I turn to my coworker, who within my dream I am really good friends with, and like we're bantering back and forth, and talking, laughing, stuff like that. Now the thing is, my coworker is Olivia Rodrigo.
Oh.
And not like, oh, it's Olivia Rodrigo, but she's not famous and she's someone else. It just looks like her. At one point, I remember saying, it's kind of, I remember saying, what's crazy? The fact that I work with Olivia Rodrigo and I haven't told any of my friends. So within this universe, I haven't told anyone that I work with Olivia Rodrigo and that she works at Target.
And no one has recognized her.
No, we're just really good friends, and we both work at Target. And then I walked out of the like drive-up room where we stow stuff, and that's when I woke up. But it feels like a memory, so now I'm convinced that Olivia Rodrigo at one time did work at Target with me, and that the government is trying to brainwash me into thinking it didn't happen.
In another life.
Because I so very much, like, it is just burned in my brain. It's not even like a dream where it like you could kind of, it was like, that was Olivia Rodrigo. I could see that it was Olivia Rodrigo, and I acknowledged in the dream that it was Olivia Rodrigo, and I was at my target. Nothing was different or weird. It was my target, and it was Olivia Rodrigo, and we were friends and coworkers. Thank you for listening.
So when am I meeting her?
Well, within the dream, I didn't tell anyone that I work with Olivia Rodrigo.
Why wouldn't you tell me?
If I worked with Olivia Rodrigo, I don't think I would tell you. I think my subconscious is telling me that. I don't know why I wouldn't tell you, but I wouldn't tell you. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to tell you.
No, it's fine. It's whatever. I don't care. It's fine.
I'd like to believe I'd tell you, but maybe I wanted to respect her anonymity. I don't know.
But then I can meet her and show people that I don't look like her.
Yeah, but it's sort of like I was treating her like a regular person rather than a celebrity, And so I didn't want to make her a commodity.
They're not regular people. What are you on about?
Wait, celebrities aren't regular people? So you're saying Sabrina Carpenter, who's Oh, that reminds me. Sabrina Carpenter. What's up, guys?
What was that sound? Was that like a
light
memory
bulb.
jolt?
It was a light bulb appearing over my head because I had an idea. What's up, guys? For those of you who don't know, I almost said Olivia Rodrigo. Sabrina Carpenter has released a new album. Now, I've got a big topic.
Let's do our rankings.
I've got a big topic about that, but side topic, we can do the rankings. I haven't listened to the album. So, there is that. I did listen to some of the songs, and then also someone told me, I can't remember if it was you or Natalie, but someone told me that the album's very horny.
That would be Natalie then.
And so I haven't quite listened to it, but on TikTok, I know Bedchem.
Who's a cute boy with the white jacket and the thick accent?
So I think
maybe it's out of my head.
I think that one's kind of a banger, so that one's probably my favorite one. And then probably Me Espresso, and then Please, 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 and then that's all of the ones that I know. So that's my top three.
My top three, I really like Bedchem. It be stuck in my head. Taste also be a banger.
Oh wait, I do know that one. I think that's the one with
Jenna Ortega
in the music video. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, that was pretty good.
And then also, the ending, Don't Smile, kind of a banger. It's a niche take.
Okay.
I know, ending one, crazy, but yeah. That's my rankings.
That's your ranking? All right, now,
yes, sir.
Would you say, this is a side note, not on the Olivia Rodrigo drama that I'm going to get into, but this is drama Fuck, not Olivia Rodrigo. God damn it. Why are they the same? Involved in so much drama together. Sabrina Carpenter. This isn't the drama that I'm getting to get into, but would you say that Espresso is the song of the summer?
No, I think that Birds of the Feather was. I think that VMAs is really dumb and stupid for having Fortnite by Taylor Swift be
Now
song of the summer compared.
I'm not even talking about the VMAs yet.
Yeah,
We'll
but
get there. We'll get there. But
okay.
so you're
Espresso, I would say could be also considered.
okay, but your song of the summer is Birds of a Feather.
Yes.
Now, did you see Billboard's song of the summer?
No. Oh,
Billboard ranked
yes, I did.
the top 10 songs of the summer, and at number 1, which was a very hot topic, was Post Malone featuring Morgan Wallen, I Had Some Help. Sabrina Carpenter, Espresso was rated number 4. Sabrina Carpenter, Please, Please, Please was rated number 6. And then Birds of a Feather, Billie Eilish, was rated number 9. And a lot of people... Sorry, you messaged something, and I thought of a reply to it.
For context, Natalie is listening to Chapel Roan.
Yeah, she's a Chapel Roan fan now.
Yes.
Anyways, a lot of debates have been going on on Twitter about the song of the summer because Billboard said that Post Malone featuring Morgan Wallen is the song of the summer. Would you say that's an okay song of the summer, or do you disagree?
I don't even know the fucking song.
That's also what a lot of people were saying. Now, the Billboard charts then revealed the next day, a different chart that they called the Global Songs of the Summer, meaning that the first one was probably just US, right? And on the global ones, number 1 was Sabrina Carpenter, Espresso, and number 2 was Birds of a Feather by Billie Eilish. But on the US one, they were pretty far down. So that was big drama. But
that's weird.
I like Post Malone and Morgan Wallen. So, well, I don't like Morgan Wallen. I think he's racist. I don't know. I haven't looked into that. I should probably do that. People say he's racist.
So would you say that?
But I mean that song's a banger. So I think
is it the song of the summer?
I mean, I listen to that song more than I listen to Me Espresso or Please, Please, Please or Birds of a Feather.
Me Espresso.
So, I mean, for me, I'd say it's more so a song of the summer. But I can see where the argument is made that they should be higher up rather than that low.
Because you heard
and
it.
I get them being global.
Everywhere.
I did hear Me Espresso everywhere and somewhat Birds of a Feather. Birds of a Feather kind of blew up. But we're going to go over another Song of the Summer chart. We got a lot of Song of the Summer charts.
Summer's gone.
TikTok unveiled their Song of the Summer charts.
Oh, didn't know they did that.
They did. The U.S. top 10 and the global top 10, they revealed both. At the U.S. top 10, we have $1 Million Baby by Tommy Richmond at number 1. Number 2, Nasty by Tanashi. Not sure who that is. Number 3, we have Champagne Coast by Blood Orange. Not sure who that is. Number 4, we have Magic Johnson by Ian. Shout out Ian one time. At number 5, we have Birds of a Feather, Billie Eilish. Number 6,
I know that one.
We have Please, 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 Sabrina Carpenter. Number 7, Tell Your Girlfriend by Lay Banks. No clue what that is. Number 8, we have Wannabe by Glorilla and Megan Thee Stallion. Not sure what that is. Number 9, they left blank for some reason. It's weird. And then at number 10, number 9 is Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. And then number 10 is Kalani by Jordan Adetunji. And then the global...
I don't know that one.
Yeah, I don't know most of them. The global, number 1 is Gata Only by Floor Menor and Chris MJ. Not sure what that is. Number 2, Nasty, Tanashi. Number 3, $1 Million Baby, Tommy Richmond. Number 4, Birds of a Feather, Billie Eilish. Number 5, Alibi by Sev Deliza featuring Pablo Vittar and YSEULT. Not sure how to pronounce that.
Let us know if you know any of these people.
Because I'm not familiar with these. I don't know if this is just, especially on the global, I'm not sure if it's just like out of the US or if these are like TikTok songs that I would know if I heard them, but I don't know off top. Number 6, Please, 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 Sabrina Carpenter. Number 7, Este by El Afa and Nefasis. Number 8, Tell Your Girlfriend, Lay Banks. Number 9, Si No Quieres No by Luis R. Conriquez. and Neton Vega. And then at number 10, Ciantes te Huberia Conocido by Karol G. So yeah, I don't know most of those songs, but $1 Million Baby, I do feel like is the TikTok song of the summer. That shit went mega viral.
Can you sing it?
I ain't never upset, baby. Just do
Oh.
good for you.
Yeah, I do know that one.
Cause I wanna make it. I'm $1 Million Baby. Yeah, that song went huge. So I get that. And then, yes, the VMAs finalists for Song of the Summer: Fortnite, Taylor Swift, Birds of a Feather, Billie Eilish. The VMAs are happening this week, so stay tuned
Make sure to
for
vote for Billie.
our reactions. I did get baited earlier into voting for Taylor Swift. I'm so sorry. I didn't even do it on purpose. It was just one of those things where someone had a link and they just say crazy shit, and then you tap on the link and it's a vote. I didn't. And it's crazy too because I love Taylor Swift. Didn't really listen to this new album a lot and didn't listen to Fortnite that much, and I would probably vote for Billie Eilish, Birds of a Feather, but I accidentally gave Taylor Swift the vote by clicking on a link on Twitter. My bad, guys, my bad. But back to Sabrina Carpenter. Are you caught up on the Sabrina Carpenter Travis Scott drama?
No. Give us the lore.
Let me break it down for you guys that don't know. So, Travis Scott, he's a rapper, right?
Mm-hmm,
and he famously, allegedly gets snubbed a lot, right? He has never won a Grammy. Most recently, he lost the rap Grammy to what's his name? Killer Mike. Am I making that up? No. He lost the rap Grammy to Killer Mike after dropping his album Utopia. Killer Mike, can't remember what his album's called. His album Michael, my bad. Self-titled Michael. Lot of people thought that Travis Scott was snubbed on that, and that Killer Mike didn't deserve the Grammy, and that Travis Scott deserved him, and that, you know, these institutions are just out to get him. And no matter what Travis Scott does, he just can't seem to catch a break. So now, Sabrina Carpenter drops her album Short and Sweet, right? The same time, Travis Scott releases a 10-year-old mixtape called Days Before Rodeo that was previously not on streaming services, and he drops it on streaming services, right? So rap fans and Travis Scott fans are going crazy, right? Because this is old Travis Scott. It's fire. I listen to it. I think it's fire, right? There's a lot of songs on there that people within like the Travis Scott community, I guess, they're kind of like legendary songs, right? So having them on streaming is super exciting. But Sabrina Carpenter, she's the new pop girly in town, right? So she is just killing it off the drop. Everyone loves Sabrina Carpenter, right?
As they should.
Welcome to new age music, right? You would think those albums would just drop and that's that, and whoever wins, right? But you would be completely wrong, because Sabrina Carpenter and Travis Scott began a fucking war, right? And this is the most direct war I've ever seen in a while. So I believe we've talked about this in the past, but releasing different versions of your songs / albums is a really big thing right now that artists do, especially the Queen Taylor Swift. Notably, she keeps releasing different versions of her album, and
that no one's asking for.
And there's like, if you look at it from her perspective, there's arguably reasons that she's doing it, but from the outside looking in, it seems like every time an artist just drops an album or a song, she drops an addition to snub them more and stay. Exactly. But it could be a coincidence, or it's a whole thing. Anyways, artists like Taylor are doing this in order to boost sales and either reach that number one spot or keep the number one spot. Now, Taylor Swift did not drop an edition of her album during this rollout because she either didn't have a reason to, or it's because she's friends with Sabrina Carpenter.
Sabrina opened for her.
But Sabrina dropped, I believe, different versions of the album and like songs, and then also another big thing is
she released on purchasing an unreleased song that she wrote after.
That's what it is. Okay.
Yes.
I wasn't fully caught up on that. So yeah, you could get an unreleased song if you bought it. Also, bundling is a huge thing, right? So when you go on merch stores a lot of times after an album comes out, if an artist really wants to maximize sales, you'll see like, oh, you can get a hoodie and a CD or like a digital album and like different stuff like that. Also, different physical versions, right? I believe she had regular versions of vinyls and CDs available. She had stamped versions where they'd get a little kiss stamp on them. She had signed versions, right? So this is all to encourage people to buy multiple copies of the album, or if they weren't encouraged to buy the album before, buy a copy while also streaming it to try to get the numbers up, right? Now, while she is doing this, Travis Scott is also releasing different versions of Days Before Rodeo, including multiple songs. So, like, he would drop, like, a second edition, right? And it had 2 songs. And then he'd drop another version that had another 2 songs, right? So there's the Vault 1 edition, the Vault 2 edition, the Vault 3 edition, the Vault 4 edition, the Digital Deluxe version, and the Live from Atlanta Chopped and Screwed edition, which is 6 different deluxe editions of the exact same album / mixtape, right? So, and some of these featured unreleased songs that have been like leaked or teased over the years that Travis Scott fans really, really wanted, right? So then everyone immediately is buying up all these other versions, right? Over and over and over again. And then again, this isn't all happening at once. He would like drop a few and then Sabrina would do something and then he would do something back and forth, right? And if they couldn't make it any more direct, Sabrina Carpenter then tweeted, "This one's for Nicki," right? And for those of you who aren't tapped in, you might be confused. What does that mean?
I'm confused.
Apparently, back in the day, Travis Scott snubbed Nicki's album, Nicki Minaj. And then Nicki Minaj got mad and called him auto-tuned and trash and stuff like that and got mad at him. But Nicki back in the day didn't earn a #1 because of Travis Scott. So Sabrina said, "This one's for Nicki," right? Directly calling out Travis Scott, being like, "Yo, fuck you. That's why I'm doing this," okay? All of this is happening. The day comes that the numbers are to be revealed, and we will see who won the weekly
we
charts,
don't know
right?
yet?
Hang on. No, we do.
Oh, okay. It sounded like you.
The day arrives, and the numbers get delayed. What? Billboard charts delayed the releasing of the numbers to, I believe this is a quote, make sure they get them right. Okay.
Oh.
So with all of these extra additions, this, that, the other thing, and such like a fought for #1 spot, they wanted to make sure that they got the numbers right and that they didn't fuck anything up and that they got, you know, the correct #1 album as it dropped, okay?
Yes.
I believe the numbers then got delayed a second time, but I could be wrong about that. But at the time, there was some website that I think like estimates the tracking or something like that, right? And the numbers said on that Travis Scott Days Before Rodeo sold 365,817, and that Sabrina Carpenter sold 354,436, and that Travis Scott won. So Travis Scott fans began getting really, really hyped and saying they won. And then the next day it was reported that there's actually only 1,000 to 2,000 numbers separating the #1 spot, right?
Oh.
Then the numbers release. Sabrina Carpenter beat out Travis Scott on the charts by, I believe it was like less than 1,000, right?
Oh.
The number was insanely close.
That's crazy. I would like to say it was me.
And then they dropped specific numbers. This week's top selling albums in terms of purchasing albums At number 1 was Travis Scott, Days Before Rodeo. It was the most purchased album. Number 2 was Sabrina Carpenter, right? But the most streamed albums at number 1 is Short and Sweet by Sabrina Carpenter. And Travis Scott isn't even in the top 5.
Oh.
The top selling vinyl albums, Sabrina Carpenter's Short and Sweet at number 1. Travis Scott isn't in the top 5.
Does he make
this week's top
vinyls?
5 on the Indie Store albums chart? Sabrina Carpenter number 1. Travis Scott not on the top 5. So overall, it was the most sold. However, it was nowhere close to the most streamed, nowhere close to the top selling vinyls, and nowhere close to Indie Store albums, right? And so it appeared like that was the reason. Sabrina Carpenter, and I quote, "Vigin-tupled her last album debut. Emails I Can't Send debuted at 18,000 units, and then this album was 362,000.
Yeah, she kind of blew up.
Sabrina posted a photo that Nicki Minaj sent her flowers, and you would think that's it. Drama over. Sabrina Carpenter won the war. But no. There was a report by Vulture that said that Travis Scott's team, Cactus Jack, right, wrote a letter that stated that the Luminate employee whom Cactus Jack and Single corresponded with and was reporting numbers to and stuff, right, had previously worked for Sabrina Carpenter's label, Island Records, so Travis Scott's team was alleging that he would have a personal incentive for Carpenter to earn the number 1 spot. And according to the team, they had sent in and showed proof of 1,300 units that were sold that should have been counted in that week, that Billboard counted as the next week, wrongfully, allegedly, that would have made him the number 1 spot. But despite this, Billboard didn't add them to the alleged correct week, and Sabrina Carpenter earned the number 1.
Now,
so there are heavy allegations that it is rigged against Travis Scott and for Sabrina Carpenter to reach the number 1 spot.
Now, my question is, what the fuck do you get for getting the number 1 spot? Nothing.
You get bragging rights that you debuted at number 1. It becomes it's sort of like earning an award where it's like you don't technically get anything, but it makes your album more like notable / coveted when it's talked about. It's like, oh, that debuted at number 1, right? And I think sometimes I don't know if they do it all the time or not, but you get like a little award thing essentially that says like, oh, you debuted at number 1. Now after this, Travis Scott did actually set a record with Days Before Rodeo. Days Before Rodeo, it was headed for
the worst selling.
Was headed for the biggest drop on the Billboard 200 in modern history, dropping down 92% in its second week.
Oh.
So the numbers apparently immediately fell off when no one was buying all of these other shit. But
now, how many do you think he bought?
I don't know. But yeah, here's the exact data. Shopify's data distributor mistakenly considered the sales second week sales due to the difficulty with keeping up with high volume traffic at the end of the week. It was 1,291 sales. That would have been enough to surpass the 628 unit gap on the Billboard charts. But since Cactus Jack reported this after Luminate had already sent final reports to the label, which the Luminate employee allegedly used to work for Sabrina Carpenter's label, they were not included in the charts publication. So Shopify fucked up. Then the employee, they reported it. The employee basically said, look, we already sent the shit in. There's nothing we can do. And yeah, that was that.
Drama.
Also,
you know what else is drama? Oh.
The final thing on this is a, quote, prominent manager apparently asked Billboard whether it's like okay or like what their thoughts are on artists releasing digital variations to boot chart positions. And Billboard said, quote, "It's ironic that the institution which is allowing for the problem to exist is reaching out for a quote." Basically saying it's ironic that the manager that's like allowing this to happen and encouraging this is asking us how we feel.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you feel about digital versions and stuff to boost sales?
I don't know, man. Who really listens to a digital version now? I feel like it's
Yeah,
nice. Like, what's it called? Like, Sabrina made it so you get an unreleased song. Billy made it so you get like like no just vocals and stuff. Like, I feel
uh-huh.
like if you get extra, it's nice. But once one person gets it, everyone has it.
Yeah, they do kind of just post it online.
Yeah. But I was gonna say a conversation we were gonna have last week was about Sabrina Carpenter and the Camila Cabello.
Oh boy, do I got the scoop on that too. I still got the threads
Yes.
bookmarked. Do you want to hear about that?
I would like to hear about that. I would like the
Sabrina
lore.
Carpenter, she's getting into some shit with this album. Goddamn.
I
The
know.
war with Travis Scott and now this. So,
Listen, at least she's not getting death threats. Shout out Olivia Rodrigo.
would you like to hear the thread on Camila Cabello's obsession with Sabrina Carpenter explained, Sabrina
Yes.
Carpenter's obsession with Camila Cabello explained, or the real story of Shawn Mendes, Sabrina Carpenter, and Camila Cabello with receipts, a thread by Sean Crave? Which outlet would you like to hear?
One.
The last one, the real story by Sean Crave?
Yes.
Alrighty, tap in, people. This is another celebrity drama episode because our lives haven't been exciting this week. So, Sabrina and Sean's first interaction publicly that sparked dating rumors was on December.
Was when they were walking. They were walking.
No, it was.
Oh.
The first interaction was on December 25th, 2022. Shawn Mendes made an Instagram post that said "Merry Christmas." December 25th. It's on Christmas. It is a video of him just dunked himself in really cold water in only his underwear. And Sabrina Carpenter commented, "Was it cold though?" Then, January 20th, 2023, almost a month later, Sean is seen in Paris, France,
I love French.
France, at the Costas Hotel. The trip was random and nothing came of it career-wise. There was no reason for him to be there for his career. Sabrina posts Instagram photos 7 days later in Paris at the exact same hotel.
Oh.
Interesting. A month later, Demoy, which is like an Instagram account for like celeb gossip, people can like write in and be like, "Yo, I just saw this celebrity here," and then they'll like confirm it or whatever and then report it, right? So Demoy posts a sighting of the two getting cozy on a date, February 19th. They were apparently spotted clearly at a date at Horses. At Horses. The person requested to be anonymous. At Horses. I guess Horses is a place. I don't know. Sabrina was in a little brown miniskirt and clearly was Sean, newly shaved head, wearing white sweater. They were very comfortable, the person said. On February 27th, Sean and Sabrina make headlines when, this is what you said, they stepped out together in LA, Sabrina in, quote, stay over clothing, including one of Sean's hoodies. They're on a walk. She's wearing one of his hoodies, oversized. Cozy fit, seems like she stayed the night. Then, this is when it starts getting messy. Camila Cabello randomly likes a video on Instagram of Sabrina's BBC One performance around the same day that Sean and Sabrina are spotted with each other, right?
How do they know?
Because it's like that's when the post happened, and it was like, it's a small post. It is 693 likes when the screenshot was taken.
Oh, it's not like the official...
No. It's like a random account that's not notable at all that just posted about Sabrina, and Camila liked it. So it's like, how are you seeing this? Why are you seeing this? Are you just looking up Sabrina tags and stuff and then going through posts and you accidentally like this? Like, what's going on? Then Sabrina wrote in her new song "Coincidence" about how an ex of the man she's seeing has a sixth sense and knew the moment they became closer. Now, during the time of Sabrina and Sean having dating rumors, Camila began seemingly stalking Sabrina, liking all of Sabrina's posts and posts related to Sabrina, and posts related to her, days after the spotting, all without following her. So Camila doesn't follow Sabrina, but Camila is liking every Sabrina post and every post about Sabrina without following Sabrina. Kind of weird. Don't you think?
No.
Now, March 10th, Sean and Sabrina attended Miley Cyrus' album release party. They arrived separately, but they left together. However, as they're leaving, Sean is on the phone and he's giddily twirling and being all giggly and happy and stuff, right? 3 days later, a source told ET that Sean and Sabrina were dating and keeping it low key. The source tells ET that they were at a birthday party together, which is then confirmed by Tana Mojo and her co-host on the canceled podcast.
Bro, why does Tana know so much?
So apparently Tana was at this party and confirmed, yeah, Sean and Sabrina, they were at the party. They're dating, right? Random resident of LA tweeted that they just saw Sabrina Carpenter sitting on Shawn Mendes' lap. Random thing, but they're very clearly dating, right? Later that night, Sean and Sabrina attend the Vanity Fair Oscar party. They arrived separately, but again, they left together. Sabrina was seen looking back at Sean twice while being interviewed. They end the night by sharing a drink from the same glass next to Sean's close friends. So they don't arrive together, but she keeps looking over at him, making sure he's there, making sure he's okay, you know. They're drinking from the same glass. Very clearly coupley vibes, right?
Yes.
Then, that exact same night, as they're seen doing all that, Camila randomly posts a photo, uncaptioned, of her making like a crazy face, like she's about to snap, and I don't know, freak out or something, right? She's making a crazy face. I just sent it to you. I don't even know how to describe that. She looks like a psycho, though.
It's like so for the audio listeners, that's everybody. I would say that she's like, I just did the face. Did you get it? Do you understand?
Audio listeners,
her
do
lips
you get it?
Are a little up.
They're
to
pursed.
The left. They're pursed up to the left, and then her eyes are giving side eye, and then her nose, like her face, is pointed upwards a little bit,
and her eyebrows are up.
Yeah.
Now, this happened in March. Okay, this is like early March. Now, apparently, between mid-March and April, things between Sean and Sabrina end because Sean is seen with Camila at Coachella on April 15th. So he is no longer hanging out. April 19th, Sabrina posts a TikTok video of her speech before tornado warning, seemingly relating it to her situation with Sean. I will play that video for you guys right now.
And so for anyone else who's done that and maybe gone back to things that they knew were bad for them in hopes that they would just change, that's human and that's fully okay. And, you know, sometimes it does work out for you. If that's you, love you, can't relate. But most of the time, through time and through going back to things that aren't good for you, you get closer to yourself. And I'm really grateful that I was able to do that. And so that the hail on my head, I guess, was all for something. And this song really means a lot to me. So sing it if you know it.
There you go. Now, Sabrina writes in Coincidence about not being shocked that the man she was with has split up with his ex a second time. Sean and Camila split between the first and second week of June. Camila was seen on the 4th with a, quote, post-crying face. Sean released a song on the 9th about the split. Now, in the song, she says, "What a coincidence. Oh, wow. You just broke up again. What a coincidence." Very clearly shade at them because, well, they broke up again. She's saying, "What a coincidence. Wow, who would have guessed," right? Camila later confirmed in an interview that on June 4th, she had a final conversation with a person she was seeing and went straight to the studio afterwards. The photos are of her walking to the studio wearing a shirt that reads, "Be nice to me. I had a hard day." Months later, Camila starts teasing her new era by showing off her brand new blonde hair. And people start being like, she's trying to look like Sabrina. Sabrina, very iconically, has blonde hair.
Which returned back to her brown hair now. She revealed it in a music video. Oh, is this part of the lore? My bad.
No, that lore didn't happen yet. But a lot of like the imagery of the album and stuff, people were saying very comparable to Sabrina.
Before we continue with this wonderful drama segment, I would like to bring our attention to Spotify Daylist, our non-sponsor of the day.
Okay.
My Daylist, as we record this on a Monday night, is Central Riz Monday Night, and I just wanted to share.
You get Rizzy on Monday nights?
Yes, they're only Mondays.
Only Mondays. I don't use Spotify, so I don't have a Daylist. Shout out Apple Music.
Laugh at him in the comments below.
Apple Music, please sponsor the podcast. Can we get Zane Lowe on the podcast? That would be hype.
I don't even know who that is.
He's the guy who does the Apple interviews, the like Australian bald guy.
Oh, I do know who that is.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I love him.
But we're not on Apple Music. We're on Apple's podcast.
But that's involved with Apple, so Apple Music sponsor the show.
Just somebody sponsor someone.
Days later, on February 4th, Sabrina and Barry Keoghan are first seen together romantically at a Grammys after party. Sabrina posted a photo
in the white
dump.
Jacket and the thick accent.
Sabrina posted a photo dump on the next day, on the 5th, which Shawn Mendes likes after not liking any of her photos, seemingly showing his regret of losing her, because obviously breaking up with her and getting with Camila did not work, right? Hello?
1 second.
What the fuck just happened? I guess we'll find out about that in a second. Then Camila admitted on the Call Her Daddy podcast that she would impulsively text her exes and stalk her exes' new girlfriends. Basically confirming that, yeah, she was stalking Camila, liking random posts about her, etc. Then Sabrina has now written in Sharpest Tool that the man she was with introduced her to his best friends before giving her mixed signals down the line. Sean's best friend, Prashan, not sure, followed Sabrina when they started dating and was liking her posts. The song goes, "I know you're not the sharpest tool in the shed. We had sex. I met your best friends. Then a bird flies by and you forget. I don't hear a word. Till your guilt creeps in. On a Tuesday, send a soft hey, as if you really don't recall the time. We were going right, then you took a left. Left me with a lot of shit to second guess. Guess I'll waste another year on wondering if that was casual. Then I'm an idiot. I'm looking for an answer in between the lines. Lying to yourself if you think we're fine. You're confused and I'm upset.
You're confused and I'm upset, but
and that's where the screenshot ends.
Talk about it.
Very clearly about Sean saying like, look, I'm pretty sure we were dating. Everyone thought we were dating. If that's casual, then I'm an idiot. You introduced me to your best friends. You know, we were having sex, and then suddenly you basically just ghost me, and ain't nothing going on. Then, this is the end of the thread, but in taste, the song is very clearly about, or can be taken to be about, Camila, because she writes that her ex-man's current girl is wondering why half of his clothes went missing and saying she's the one that still has them. Now, there's photos post Sabrina and Sean breakup that Sabrina has posted and been seen in and stuff Sean's clothes that she still has after the breakup. The song went, "Oh, I leave quite an impression, 5 feet to be exact. You're wondering why half his clothes went missing. My body's where they're at." Big drama. Yeah, I think celebrity drama is pretty crazy, especially singer drama when it's singer on singer on singer drama, because like
you just get song after song after
yeah,
song.
and it's like obviously they're gonna write about that because that's what's going on in their life, but then it's like they're all such public figures and such public relationships that it's so obvious who they're about. Like if they write a love song or something about a non-celebrity, like you don't know who it's about. It could just be anything, right? But when you know they just came out of a relationship and stuff, then people can deep dive and very clearly figure out the events that went down. And I think that's pretty crazy. And yeah, there's a lot of people who are on Camila's side and saying that Sabrina stole her man and shouldn't have got with Sean. There's a lot of people that are on Sabrina's side that said, I mean, you directly stole her man. They were dating, and then you didn't leave him alone, and you were stalking her.
Now, you know who I want to know side on English? Yes.
Whose side of the story do you want to know?
I want to know. No. I want to know who Natalie's side.
Oh.
Because you guys don't know, Natalie has been the biggest Camila Cabello fan since she left Fifth Harmony.
Mm-hmm.
Even though,
I mean, she was a Fifth Harmony
Camila
stan
Cabello.
too, so like,
yes,
not even just then.
And I would like to say that I take credit for her being a Sabrina Carpenter fan because I took her to the emails I can't send to her. But she a bit of a fan. But so I want to
you an OG?
I no, I'm definitely not OG.
Nah,
has like 5 albums.
I don't know. It's like, at what point can you claim? By the way, I take no side in the beef. I just eat up celebrity drama.
He does love celebrity.
But at what point can you claim OG status? Because there's like obviously the hard line in the sand where it's like, yeah, you were there for like their first albums and stuff like that, right? But also,
I would like to say that I'm a Billie Eilish.
But also,
OG.
like, take for example, like Chapel Roan, right? You saw Chapel Roan open and like became like casually a fan before she Giga blew up, but she was sort of on the rise. So are you an OG because it was before like me with Taylor Swift, for example, right? I first listened to Taylor Swift during Folklore, which is very recent, right? But since Folklore,
you ain't an OG.
But since Folklore, she has blown up like quintuple the size. So I feel like I can claim OG status. Personally.
I personally don't think you're an OG of Taylor Swift.
Personally, I feel like I can claim OG status because she's gotten so much bigger that it's like I was there when she was only kind of big, not like super big. You know what I mean?
I would say with Chapel Roan, I was going to see Olivia. I wasn't coming to see her. So I would say that I wasn't considered an OG.
But that's how you discovered her.
I want to say that I'm an OG just says I like bragging rights and I like to brag to
That's
people.
why I'm an OG of Taylor Swift.
You're really not. I'm more of an OG than he. And I'm not even a fan. I don't even like her.
So you're saying you're an OG fan?
I liked her old stuff, so yeah.
Mckenzie, you heard it here first. She's a fan of Taylor Swift. Let's fucking go. But yeah, with that, we're at an hour.
I would like to say that I'm a Billie Eilish OG fan. Would you say I am?
I mean, when I met you, you were already listening to her, and you went to a very early concert. You could have gone to even earlier.
I went to the 2019. 2019, yeah. When we all fall asleep, where do we go? Concert. I think I was listening to her in 2018.
I'd say you're OG, yeah. Yeah. Especially because you were a fan of her when it was like, quote unquote, uncool.
When I got bullied for being fan.
Yeah. And now she's like, everyone loves her.
Yeah.
The final thing I'm going to leave you with is a random fun fact that I found out amidst the It Ends With Us drama. Did you know that Blake Lively is the sister-in-law to Bart Johnson actor of High School Musical.
Huh?
Dad of Troy Bolton.
Oh!
They're in-laws
No, I
with
did not
each
know
other.
that.
Pretty wild.
Huh. Interesting.
But thank you for listening to me yap about celebrities, because before we started this, Mckenzie said, I got nothing. This is your episode.
To be fair, last episode was my episode. So, like, next episode will be our episode.
True.
Mm-hmm. Little personal note, my parents are away at the moment, so Milo has been very clingy. So he slept this entire podcast up
Oh, do you want to...
on my bed
What
right
just
beside
happened
me.
to you when you muted? And it
Oh, don't
sounded like
worry about
everything
it.
collapsed.
Don't worry about it.
What?
Don't worry about it. They're back in the closet. It's okay. They fell out.
And with that,
Thanks for listening. Oh, that
thanks for
reminds
listening,
me.
guys. I'm gonna go find out if Mackenzie's a murderer. Hopefully not. If she's not, you'll hear me next week, and you'll hear her next week as we release every Tuesday. Appreciate you guys for listening. Have an awesome day.
See you next Tuesday.
Tune into the live streams of
Bye.
Mavjad_.
I do that.
Bye bye.
Bye.